All right, this is Rob Lafon here. I've been doing a lot of videos that are very positive about Medellin in Colombia, but actually I want to do some other videos that are actually very real and tell some of the experiences for me that have not been that good. And I want to talk about why it's difficult to do business in Colombia. I want to give 3 reasons why it's hard to do business in Colombia. Number 1, and this is also coming from someone who's in Colombia right now. I'm in Laureles. I've been here it'll be 8 years living here in August. I came in May 2017 and then moved here in August 2017. And so it'll be 8 years living here. It'll be 7 years of consistently doing business here. I've had successful businesses and I've had lots of the struggles, but I want to say my overall experience of what's happened for me and how I feel about doing business in Colombia. And I want to talk about some of the difficulties, and I'll give you 3 of the reasons why it's very difficult to do business in Colombia. Number 1, the bureaucracy is real. Setting up business is a lot cheaper than it is in the States, but the bureaucracy is something that's really happens. I've gone down to the Chamber of Commerce, and every time I do every business thing, they ask for 1 million copies of each thing, and everything's still in paper. They don't have anything digitized. And so it's I've literally it must have a whole section in the Chamber of Commerce that just says Rob Lafon, because I've given them hundreds of copies of my cedula, of my ID, also of my main business document. Every single time they ask for I go one department, they ask for the copy. I go to another department, they ask for the copy. I'm y'all have 1 million copies of my documents. Just put it in a Google Drive or whatever in your business system and just have it digitized. I printed out 1 million times. I'm not even kidding. Just the regular documents of my business. They don't have it digitized. They don't have anything digitized. And so the bureaucracy is crazy. If you need anything done at the bank, it'll take it could take days or weeks. Right now, I need to change the number of in my banking account, just my regular personal number, and because I need to get this text, but they can't do it. And then now I'm getting my ID changed, but my ID is taking a long time to change, and they can't do it with my passport or any other part of information. I'm not trying to scam anybody, but I'm just trying to get a number changed in the system, and they can't do it with all the documentation I have. This is me. So the bureaucracy is something that's ridiculously crazy. It's very hard to just do very simple tasks are very hard to do. Something in the United States where I just do a transfer to a bank account that would take 2 seconds, here could take days or even sometimes months to do something that's just very, very simple. Can be very difficult in Colombia. Second reason why it's very difficult to do business in Colombia, and I've had this experience over and over again. I can't say that's everybody. I can't say everyone is like this, because there's really good people here in Colombia, and there's people who are really do what they say they're gonna do. But I'm saying a general thing that I've noticed culturally is short-term goals over long-term relationships. So it's a short-term mindset over long-term partnerships. I've had businesses where I've had my brand that I've made lots of shirts. I've sold thousands and thousands and thousands. And I've had the things where the manufacturer made a mistake, right? And there's some issue with it, and they refuse to take responsibility for the issue. And so where it's they could just eat that thing, the mistake they made, they would cost them a couple $100 million. I'm talking $50, $100, $200 to make their client happy. They refuse to take that loss or to take the responsibility for that. And then it leaves me angry over a long-term relationship, and they kind of screw me over this little short-term thing. I've had things where they made the shirts, they put the logo on wrong, or there was some marks that the manufacturer did, and then they left it on the back, and it messed up the shirts, and I couldn't sell them. And so they're saying hey, we messed up these 10 shirts. We're gonna take this off your account. We're not gonna charge you for these. And we can keep this business relation good moving forward. They'll say nah, they'll try to hide it, or they'll just make you pay for it. And then on long term, how can I work with you long term when I don't know if you're gonna give me a good product? This has happened many times. I have many different examples of this over different situations, but it's the idea is that they take short-term goals, they'll win 20 mil, 50 mil, 100 mil, 20, 30, 50 bucks over something of a client that could give them thousands and thousands of dollars of business, or even more business over a long period of time, just to eat one problem they made, and they won't admit that I made this little mistake. They're scared to lose that little bit of money over a long-term goal. Whereas they think of American culture is hey, I made this little mistake, I'm gonna be really upfront about it so we can keep a relationship good moving forward. That's the different type of mindset that I've noticed in American or in better business culture. Just to be honest with you, it's the bad business culture. It's the short-term gains over long-term relationships all day in Colombia. It's happened to me many, many times. It just frustrates the hell out of me. It doesn't make sense because it's like I had to get rid of my t-shirt manufacturer over like mistakes they made. I was employing like more than one of their workers in their business. Like I was a client that was giving them a lot of business, and they decided just to screw me over small things. So that to me is just crazy. And the third thing that drives me crazy is the word is different here. Like people can say things, but they don't stick to the word. And so, or even on a contract, they don't stick to the contract. And so people will say one thing and then they'll do another thing, and then you'll ask them, they'll say, well, my situation changed, so I just did it differently. And it's like, well, but we had an agreement and that was our agreement. And they'll just go ahead and change that without letting you know and without saying anything about it, or they'll just back out of the word. And it's just like, that drives me crazy because it's like, well, business is based on your word. And there are some people who are about their word here, but there's a lot of people who it's just the culture here. It's like they say one thing and it's very like loosey-goosey. That's what it is. It's just like they said this, but then it changes. So then for me, doing business with people like that, it's like very hard to do because you're like, well, you said this time and that happened that time. And so what's going to happen in the future? I don't have anything to rely on because you said you were going to make this happen. You couldn't make it happen. So moving forward, how can we do business together? This makes it very, very difficult to do business here in Medellin and in Colombia. But now this is coming from someone who is a huge fan of Medellin, huge fan of Colombia. I came and I made my life here. I have a t-shirt brand that promotes the city, and I got residency, and I still have all these issues. And these are I'm just being honest here. Like, these are things that really have happened to me. And so I just wanted to express these things. I want to be honest about it. There are a lot of good sides of living here. I would say, like, living here, my suggestion would be to, like, if you can live here, work with other foreigners or other business people, like, it's a great place to live. But doing a long-term business in Colombia, to be honest with you, it's very difficult. I've had a very hard time doing it. So, I mean, that's my opinion. I've been doing business here for 7 years. I'm not sure if I would do it again. I love living in Colombia. Doing business for me is very difficult here. Another thing that I'll tell you, and I'm changing my position here because the sun is kind of coming up at the same time as I'm making this video, so that's why like the video is a little bit weird, but I wanted to make this video as I felt it. And the other thing that I'll say that goes along with like people's word is, the other thing that bothers me is, one of the expressions that people say here is "que pena con usted," which is like, oh, I'm so sorry, like you formal. And the other thing is, no es mi culpa, it's not my fault. And this always happens, like, people don't take responsibility for their own things. Like, when someone's doing a job for you, they'll say, oh, I'm sorry about that, but they'll just deliver to you something like that's not correct. Like, you agreed to have them deliver something, and they deliver it like lower quality, or they messed it up, and they just say like, oh, I'm sorry about that, but here you go, and then send you the bill. And you're like, what do you mean you're sorry about that, but you didn't deliver, you're not selling me what you told me you're gonna sell me. So it's like more than just I'm sorry, it's like, no, it's the business deal is done. We can't do it. It's not just like a little like, hey, I'm sorry about that. It's like, you didn't deliver what you said you're gonna deliver at all. And so, or like, it's not my fault. People like, I've had people like print things on t-shirts and then like, it's like crooked or something like that. Then they're like, oh, it wasn't my fault. Like the machine had an issue. But I'm like, you're the one controlling the machine. It's your company has a machine. So if your machines aren't printing properly, you need to change the machine or fix the machine. It's not like the machine's fault. So it doesn't, like, there's a lot of things that just don't make sense. And that's another thing. There's a lot of things that happen and they don't make sense. And you're like, but you're not taking responsibility for what happened. And then like all this shit. And then you're just like, and then they're trying to explain it to you. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Like I can't logically make sense of what you're telling me. So that happens a lot in business as well. And in Colombian culture, you're just like, it's just like this, it's messed up, but I don't know why. And I can't tell you why, it just is, and you just have to accept it. It's kind of like, I don't get it, I don't understand. And it's like, there is nothing to understand, it just, there's no sense. There's 0 sense in it, there's no logic. So these are some of the things, I'll just be honest with you, that have been super frustrating in Colombia. This is me just ranting and being honest, but I've lived here for, it'll be 8 years in August. I run a business here for almost 7 years. And like, I've done a lot of different things here. I've been all over the country, I've traveled, I've dated, I've done a lot of different business relationships. I have worked at different places, and this is my experience over time. So like it or not, that's the way it is. I'm I'm telling you the truth. This is Rob LaFawn signing out from the city of Eternal Spring. And yeah, tell me your comments. I want to know. Like, I'm starting to break down some real stuff here. All right, I love you all.
My name is Rob LaFawn, an audiovisual producer based out of Medellin, Colombia. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, and stay tuned for more epic adventures. See you in the next one.